2023 was a huge year for my lanyard business, both online and in person. And so, to start off this new year, I wanted to start kind of a new series with you where I do a little bit of a chit chat and we make a lanyard. For those of you who are new here, my name is Violet, and I've been making lanyards for over 15 years now. And I've always been really curious about how can I merge lanyard weaving with my lifestyle in a way that's entertaining. And so I've been seeing this trend all around where people are sharing 23 lessons that they learned in 2023. And so I thought I'd hop on this trend, but do so while making a lanyard with you. So this is kind of the spiral staircase that I'm working on as part of the lanyard competition that I held last year. And part of that was that I would attempt to make the winner's lanyard. And I know it's January of like the next year, but believe me when I say this is probably the hardest and most like time consuming lanyard that I've worked on. So bear with me as I go through this, and you'll see it literally takes me like 8 minutes to do one stitch, which is why I'm like maybe 10 stitches into it. So for the first lesson that I've learned in 2023, it's that being on your phone in the company of others, especially children, is like smoking a cigarette in their face. I'm sure you've heard or seen like TikTok videos of like the iPad generation and how the next generation is so totally doomed because they're just stuck on their screens, or when they're interacting with people, they're interacting with people through a screen, or like the person they're trying to talk to has a screen in their hand. Like, it's literally awful, and my goal, at least for like 2024, is to just not have the phone anywhere near my daughter or family when I'm spending time with them. So like leaving it in another room or whatever. So that's number one. Number two is that hard work pays off. And I want to use this YouTube channel as an example of that. I started this channel almost 10 years ago, and I've been monetized for maybe 3 or 4, but through kind of like consistent uploading and constantly trying to develop new stitches, I've been able to grow this channel. I've been able to start a website. I've been able to start selling my physical lanyards through it. I've been able to write an ebook and sell my ebook. So really, hard work pays off. If you put the time in, it'll catch up eventually. Maybe it won't be tomorrow, but it could be in 10 years. So don't give up. Number 3 is in regards to friendship, and that is to be the friend first. Instead of waiting for people to come to you, you reach out to them, you invite them out, you put in the work, you surprise them with cupcakes or gifts or whatever, because of phones, and because a lot of people are still recovering from the pandemic, some of them don't know how to be a friend, and some of us are relearning friendships again. And so one of the pro tips and things I've learned is to just be the friend first who makes that initiative. Number 4 is to focus. I'm one who's so guilty of divvying up myself into so many different hobbies. And so I think for 24, I want to condense my hobbies and really just focus on a couple of things instead of burning myself out. Number 5 is don't sacrifice sleep in exchange for time. I'm a student as well, and I've definitely been too guilty of deciding to just take a 5-hour it's a nap. It's not even a night's rest. You're taking just a 5-hour nap. I've been so guilty of just not sleeping enough, and then of course my grades suffer because of it, or my diet or my exercise. So put sleep first and the rest will follow. Number 6 is it's okay to stop things and to take breaks, whether that's from people, from hobbies, or from schoolwork. And number 7 is to meal prep proteins. And when I say proteins, I mean jerky. I learned in 2023 that my air fryer has a dehydrate mode on it, and man, it's been amazing when I am having those long school days where I'm grinding engineering equations day in and day out. Having just some protein to munch on is amazing because you don't get that crash. So meal prep some jerky if you can, people. Next is number 8 is that people pay attention to who you used to be. And so because I have, a daytime job outside of this, I've had to realize that I kind of have to be careful about what I post online. And I've actually removed old videos of mine because I just felt like they didn't reflect who I used to be. And I would have been so embarrassed if someone saw that and like were like, Violet, this is you. What the heck? Like, that's it's so embarrassing. So like, people are paying attention to what you're posting and what you used to post. So just be mindful. And in regards to posting, number 9 brings me to this idea of quitting Instagram. I've seen this floating around, and it's something that I'm considering because I've realized that in terms of my music, I'm just not seeing growth on it. And back to like, it's okay to stop things, and it's okay to focus. Like, I think for me, it's quitting Instagram and focusing on this YouTube channel instead. Number 10 is like what attention means to a toddler. So my daughter just turned 2, and I've come to learn that attention to her means eye contact, like talking to her, or like holding her. And so just being mindful of that has really helped me identify like, oh, okay, she's watching me right now. Like, I need to do something. Now, number 11 is listen to when people are done. So on the phone, like when there becomes a dull moment, just hang up. It's fine. Like, they'll get over it. Number 12 is, again, you'll get over it. And that is to let go of stuff that you don't need, whether clothes or like clutter. Number 13 is saying bye to clothes that are just not comfortable. Like, the 2016 Instagram like influencer phase was so real. Like, I have so many clothes that just are awful and like they suck. And so I'm getting rid of all those, and maybe you'll see some like closet clean out videos coming soon. Number 14 is to underpromise and overdeliver. And this is an old sales lesson that kind of revisited me in 2023. And that just means to, set expectations low so that way you can just like come guns a-blazing and surprise everybody. Number 15 is lanyard, like coming up with different ways to use lanyards. I figured out how to make earrings, bracelets, bookmarks, and I found that those sell way better than the traditional keychains. Number 16 is like ease of entry into hobbies, and that is like most people aren't going to get into the extreme of lanyards. Like this lanyard, most people aren't going to make. But if I make a video that's kind of more beginner friendly, it'll do better. And that's because most people are looking to get into like a hobby for like a temporary thing, but not like a lifetime thing. So like cater to the beginners more than the experts. Next is to recycle. And I'm really just meaning like I want to use what I have. So I've been trying to use up all my lanyard string before buying more, that sort of thing. Next is number 18, and that is to tell people what you do. I've been really shy about telling people I make lanyards, so I'm just making an effort to share that talent with more people. Number 19 is that you can't save everybody. Not everybody wants to be saved. Not everybody is ready to be saved. And when I say saved, I mean like for you to go like offering unsolicited advice pretty much. Like most people don't want that. So just keep it to yourself because like you can really only take care of yourself. Number 20 is consistency. Try to get into a rhythm with things because it's easier to stay on track than it is to get on track. Number 21 is that not everyone is for you. You won't always get along with people. You won't always get everybody's support for your vision, and that's okay. Like, just work for yourself, work for your family, and the rest will sort itself out. Number 22 is to involve my daughter in things. So involving her in washing the dishes, involving her in laundry, because it's all considered laundry, or it's all considered learning. Goodness, it's all learning to her at this point. And finally, for lesson 23, that is that if you don't take the opportunity, that somebody else will. So chase after your dreams, keep blooming, people. I hope you enjoyed this video, and I will see you in the next one. Goodbye.